My name's Tom, I'm from Product Design.
I'm Gareth, I'm from Fine Art.
I'm Rhea from Fine Art.
I'm Ellie, I'm from Ceramics.
We were doing migration, so this is our original 24-hour project thing. And what we did for that was we all decided to come away from our own and try and do something a bit more different, so it'd be easier for us to bond as a group and not try and merge too many different ideas and mess it up. So we chose to take everything from our bags on that specific day and a few extra things from the cafe at dinner. We kept our lunch wrappers and stuff like that. And we made just a sash, I suppose. And the idea is that it documents your day and it sort of makes you realise how much we consume in the standard day.
We really like the idea of a sort of paper trail. We wanted to do like clothes and things at first, or maybe a headpiece that sort of followed you around. But judging on time and resources and how much little we actually had together, it seemed more appropriate to do something that was kind of consuming.
Yep.
This is Tom Sewell's work. He does sort of recycled material stuff, and I thought when I was doing a bit of artist research that maybe that was the direction that we wanted to go in, because obviously we were trying to like do consumerism and look at the sort of stuff that you use up every day that you don't really notice is there. So putting it in such a large scale with such bright and consuming colours that it kind of makes a statement about the resources that we don't actually use.
This is a guy called Rock Bradford working sculptures. He creates sculptures out of recycled materials. I think it's quite effective because he's used sort of lost and found objects and made it into something new. So here you have like a sculpture made out of children's toys, and it's quite colourful, and I think we quite like, at the time we quite liked the sculptures to be quite colourful so they stand out in the city centres and things.
I think one of the main things about his works is that it's like the stuff his kids have sort of left in his house. So they have like personal references as well as that sort of colourful brightness. And they're very happy, so we wanted to keep that sort of comic and colourful look. These are some little skeletons that we made to go inside the figures. So a couple of them don't have skeletons in it, some of them did. I think Tom's skeleton was a little bit too complicated around the hips and actually broke. So it kind of showed that not all of our ideas were the best, but these are just spot welded with modelling wire.
So this is what we ended up coming up with, and they're basically a figure each, and each represent one aspect of people in the city. So mine is fast food. So as you can see, he's got some cool McDonald's trousers, he's got a Galaxy jumper, and a really cool energy drink belt. And we've also got Burger King here.
This one's mine on the right, and it's obviously based around the idea of smoking, and obviously I just use cigarette packets, lighters, tobacco, filters, ends of cigarettes just to build it up, and then use the tobacco pouch to make it as a coat to make it look more realistic like it was wearing clothes.
My one on the left, mine's based on people's mode of transport around the city, so people commuting. So you've got bus tickets, train tickets, tube tickets, and basically it just shows, and mine represents peak time, so people, when they travel on most, it's like the amount of tickets they buy every day.
And mine's based on like shopping and general use items, so anything that could be in your lunch. It actually ended up having a lot of alcohol on it, just because of obviously what's in my lunch. But no, I wanted to make it with students, okay? But obviously I wanted to make it look more like it was shopping, so I added carrier bags and tried to make it look like it was all wrapped up warm and just trying to get home. But at the same time using things like receipts and looking at that aspect of it more than the alcohol itself.
Once we made the figurines, we were thinking what to do with them next. One idea we came up with to place them in two different contexts around the city. So what we decided to do, to go around the city and take photos of certain areas where we could actually include the figurines in. So we came up with this one just because it's at the front of an arcade, and as it goes down it gradually gets darker, so we thought it would be a good idea to put the smoking one by here. Next one, obviously, we have Tesco, so we thought it would be a brilliant idea to have a person carrying a bag walking out of the Tesco shop. After, obviously, with the KFC fast food industry, we thought it would be good to place them around by there. And then the last one, we decided to place it just under a bridge by here, just because it's one of the main commuting routes to get into Cardiff Centre, as you've got the trains going across, cars going underneath, and the pavement with loads of people crossing.
So my main role was to get statistics, and obviously, as you can imagine, it's really easy to find statistics about smoking and fast food, but I sort of struggled with retail and travelling. However, I really like this statistic that in 2012, UK retail sales were over £311 billion.
This was our first day taking photos in the city centre, so we all went to town. We found locations like fast food places and things like you saw in the photos before. I thought it was really effective to put sculptures actually in their context because it makes it more realistic and you can get a good scale with the camera and you can get shadows of the figures, so it looks like they're actually there.
This was the first one we came up with, and we decided to go down just a darker sort of alleyway where there's a Ladbrokes on the corner, and we just thought it'd be effective to see as if he was walking out of the Ladbrokes.
We put Tom in the background of most of the photos just to get a bit of scale and to make it look like there are actually lots of people commuting around, even though it's quite quiet because we were taking pictures and that doesn't make people understand that.
And it was also really good to get a sort of sense of perspective as well.
Yeah. There's Tom in the background. We wanted them to look like they're actually walking down the street. So on some of them they had wooden or cardboard underneath them, so that had to be photoshopped out, but other than that there's no editing, so it's really quick and easy.
This is my guy leaving KFC, and in this was the first one we took, and I think we learned from this because I think if someone was sitting here, the perspective wouldn't be quite right. And that's where, after we took this one, we realised it'd be good if one of us is in the back, just to get a sense of perspective.
We took my one in the bus station, so it's the centre of Cardiff's travels, really emphasise that. And just the fact it's leaning, so it's just showing this sign, so it's showing that they're waiting for a bus or something.
And there's Rian and Tom in the background.
So then we took this down and tried to make some sort of advertising campaign, and we didn't choose to go ahead of this because we thought it was a bit too far. But I really like the slogan, "Smoking's a killer, just like you."
We wanted it to be about passive smoking, and obviously quite a lot of the things on cigarette packets and things are very powerful, like smoking kills, you'll get lung cancer, stuff like that. So we wanted to use that same sort of emotion and power and then make posters with the little figurines. So we were starting to move away from the ideas of consumerism and more towards the sort of advertising side of it, which is sort of Tom's thing. So.
But we sort of thought this was taking it a bit too far, and we thought we'd try to tone it down a bit.
So we wanted the idea of things following you around. So things like shadow on the internet, that sort of things that you leave behind as you move around. So,
yeah, as I said, the chosen images before, literally all we did was Photoshop them into the actual photo, well, create a shadow, and we came up with the idea, instead of just putting one of the statistics anywhere in the photo, we'd have them coming along the shadow as well. Same again.
And then we looked at maybe putting them on billboards in the city centre. So obviously we didn't pay for a billboard. We just took a picture of one and photoshopped it on. And this one's just Ellie's little retail man, and it just says in 2012 UK retail sales were about £311 billion.
So that's pretty much the point we got to at the end of our project. Obviously we wanted to print them out on big A3 sheets and actually use them as advertising slogans and stuff. But with the short amount of time we couldn't really get that much done. But in the future I think we'd like to really make it into a better advertising campaign and maybe come up with better slogans that aren't quite so aggressive.